Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News, coming to you with an ASMR version of a story today because my baby is sleeping, and then when a 5-month-old is sleeping, what's that phrase? Make your content as softly as possible. Well, nobody interjects into the conversation of Bachelor Nation like I do. I'm always here carving a spot in the middle, and today is unlike any other day, or I should say like any other day, where we've got Joey Graziadei and his fiancee Kelsey on the Viall Files podcast discussing where they want to live. They, I guess, thought they were going to move to New York, but now they're being pulled to Los Angeles. And I've lived in both places for many years. I will give you my opinions on where they should move after we play this clip. Oh, good morning. Good to see you. We have a boy waking up. Yes, that's right. We're making context so you can go to summer camp. Here it is, folks, a clip from the Viall Files podcast.
Is it like since coming off, has there been kind of an actual like courting period, getting to know period, and how has your relationship advanced since the last time we got to speak with you guys?
I think the last time we spoke with you guys, we were still fresh off of just the feeling of the show in general. And I think I can speak for both of us, that feels like a lifetime ago now because we've been able to learn more about each other. We've talked a little bit last time about like communication styles and everything. I think the biggest difference for us right now is if something does fester, it just doesn't last as long because I understand what she needs to be able to have time. I understand what I need to be able to kind of reshift the conversation. We're just not holding on to things as much as you would usually in the beginning of a relationship because I think we just understand each other a little bit more. It is in no ways perfect. We still have our fights. We still have our little bouts that come into play. But I think that we at least understand a little bit more what each person needs to get through them and not make them last as long. And as everyone knows from The Bachelor, it's so much harder to do that when it's virtual. And we at least now have every single time the ability to be next to one another and the presence to at least work through something together.
Yeah. And I think what's good with that is like you said, how quickly can you get through a fight? And that doesn't mean get through it because you just want to say whatever you need to say for it to end, but not delaying it because you get right down to the meat and potatoes of what's going on. And when you have a new relationship like that, you got to learn the style of conversation.
Yeah, I would say that for me, it's just like I feel more secure in the relationship. Like I always felt like Joey loved me and, like chose me and all these things, but at the same time, it's like, I think that I just had my own like internal insecurities of just like this whole process. And I think that I've just found like more security in it and like am more secure in our relationship because of like my like working through my own insecurities through it. But yeah, I feel like we just feel more normal. Also being able to meet like his aunts and uncles and like him being able to meet like my whole family and friends, that difference. I think that also like makes you feel a lot closer to a person to see like where they come from, who they surround themselves with. So that was really nice.
What is something, question for both of you, that you've had to learn to love about the other person? Because it's like relationships.
You know what I've learned to love about Nick Viall? That he looks good auditioning for the remake of The Outsiders. I mean, doesn't he look like, what's going on? He's got the tattoos and the A shirt here. And by the way, The Outsiders, we've got Rob Lowe, either Emilio Estevez or Charlie Sheen. I don't know the difference at this point. We've got young Tom Cruise, maybe Patrick Swayze. Is that who? What's this guy? And then one of the Dillon brothers and whoever the heck these other two people are. A real ragtag team of who. Whereas now we've got Nick, the leader of The Outsiders here of The Bachelor.
Don't really start until you start seeing and accepting the other person's flaws. And it can be slightly annoying, but you're like, I love you anyways.
And Nick's like, you got to accept the other person's flaws. And Natalie's like, what are you talking about? I don't have flaws. And like, that's the old joke. Right now, I want to get into where they actually are moving to. So, all right, here's the part in the conversation where they discuss moving to Los Angeles versus New York.
Get places in LA, which is exciting. So we're starting that process.
You're becoming an LA.
That is the idea right now. I'm not sure if Kelsey's fully sold yet, but we're making
I feel like
our way.
Last time you were here,
it was New York.
It was New York.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Kelsey, do you want to touch on that?
Yeah, we were originally I wanted to live in New York. I've always wanted to live in New York, but I feel like LA still gives that city vibe to an extent, but then also it's got the sun and the beach for Joey, which I know would make him a little happier. I'm like, he would probably be really depressed in New York. So I guess I have to think about him too.
What kind of bag or purse or And what are you going to be getting, Kelsey,
Yeah.
for living your dream?
I think every day there's going to be a new gift. Now I get to live my dream.
So, and again, I understand that this is all said in jest here, but here we have Nick putting a wedge in, saying, "All right, you got to buy her something because she's living your dream." But here's the deal: Joey was the Bachelor. He was the star of the show. Doesn't he get a say in where they end up living? I understand Kelsey wants to have this Sex in the City moment in New York City. I get it, and this is again just a bias from the way I did it, but I think being single in New York is the way to go. And I think Los Angeles is a really good place if you're in a relationship because there's activities you can do all year round. Everybody loves New York in October. Everybody loves New York in May. The summer stink and the winter are horrible. And look, I love New York. There's so much art there. There's so much you can do. I'd consider moving back to New York, but also I love Los Angeles. The idea that they can be on the beach, go to influencer events, do all these different shows, reality shows, whatever auditions they have, taking meetings with people, like LA's the place you need to be. I mean, look at all the different people that move to LA. It's not necessarily because people love traffic on the 405. It's because it is the heartbeat of the entertainment world. And look, Joey's the new top dog. He's the biggest thing in Bachelor Nation right now, if you ask me. His star is only on the rise. He's about to be a finalist on Dancing with the Stars. He got all 9s last night. He's doing really good. And Kelsey's really sharp on her social media. She's really sharp in that world. Assuming one of them or both of them will have some sort of podcast. Like, look, they have to look at the model that Nick has here. Nick's got a model he built up with his podcast as an alumni. So does Caitlin Bristow and others. Now, Caitlin moved to Tennessee, but she flies back to LA and New York for interviews all the time. I think in the pivotal stages of where they are in their careers, which is launching themselves as personalities, call them influencers or whatever, but building their brand as personalities, which is what she's doing on TikTok and Instagram, and he's doing it as well. I think LA's the best place to be. Now, with that said, reminding them they are going to make a lot of money. And by making a lot of money, they'll have the ability to go to either city. You can be set up your roots in LA and then still spend time in New York where it's convenient. I personally, if I were them, would set up roots in Los Angeles and then travel to New York, only because LA's a better place to be 24/7. LA in Southern California is the only Mediterranean climate outside of the Mediterranean. You don't really get big storms. You get an earthquake once in a while. You get 72 and sunny all year round.
Yeah, no, I gotta definitely repay that one.
Natalie
as much
moved
as
to
possible.
LA for me, and it's she's got a lot of purses now.
Yeah,
But Natalie moved from Georgia. What was she going to do there? No offense to Georgia.
You got one or two, but I'm sure we're gonna add some more to the collection here for this one.
What
which
is your
good.
thing, Kelsey? What's like? Do you have like a
Guilty pleasure? Honestly, I don't know. I feel like I kind of wear the same purses. I kind of
You love a
Shoes.
nice.
through.
She loves a nice new purse.
I do love
she
a nice purse,
loves
but I feel
a
like I don't get a
new-
whole lot. Like I
You
don't
like a new
personally.
jewelry piece too?
Yeah, I like
Oh, yes,
whenever
of
other people
course.
buy me jewelry, because it's like I would probably buy myself a purse, but I don't think I'd buy myself like a new necklace or a new
Yeah, I wouldn't
bracelet.
either.
yeah.
so?
She's not really
my-
subtle about it either. She'll be like,
just
"Yeah, have
send
you
it to him."
seen this like amazing new piece of
No,
jewelry
Natalie's
that I
not
want?"
subtle either.
Yeah.
She's just
Which is,
like-
I would prefer it that way. Just
Yeah, I'm
let
like
me
if you
know.
ever want to give me a gift, this is what you should get me.
Yeah,
No, I find it to be helpful.
Yeah.
it
Yeah,
is.
point me in the right direction.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can't be wrong then.
Yeah. Like all this, it's the thought that counts. Like,
Yeah.
just
No,
tell
no,
me.
no, no, no.
And here's the way that Joey can sell Kelsey. I always say, show, don't tell. You can't tell her where she's going to love. You got to show her why she would love it. When it came time for us to have our family here, our adorable first place winning Tennessee State Fair baby pageant winner right there, the beautiful gummies. Wow. When it came down to starting our life with a baby, we knew we couldn't do that in Los Angeles, mainly for the reason we couldn't afford to buy a home, right? So I wasn't going to tell my wife, you need to move to Nashville. I was going to say, look, let's go take a weekend trip to Nashville. Let's see if she likes it. And if she didn't like it, I wasn't going to force it. But she was like, oh my gosh, Nashville's pretty cool. We can do Nashville. Now, that's how that goes down. So show, don't tell. For Joey, he's essentially living in Los Angeles on the dime of Dancing with the Stars. He's getting paid $100,000 to be on the show. He's going to get paid, I don't know, an extra $20,000 or $30,000 for every week he progresses. He's going to end up making a bag, right? He's going to continue to grow his following outside of Bachelor Nation to Dancing with the Stars. Maybe he'll go on Traders. Maybe he'll go on, World's Toughest Podcaster. I don't know what whatever the next doodad show is. And then he's going to play tennis. He'll have it, whatever. He's going to do fine. Kelsey's going to do great. She's going to get brand deals and all of that. All that good stuff is going to happen. What Joey needs is for her to find a way to fall in love with LA. Because I believe she's from New Orleans, right? You can love New York in theory. You can love LA in theory, but go find a reason to love it. Go to brunch and walk down Melrose and do all the things you do, the house parties, the beaches, walking, when I went on a walk in Santa Monica on New Year's Day with my wife and it was 63 degrees and we had a nice light layer on, I was like, dang, this is a pretty nice quote unquote tax we pay to live here. Sure, it's more expensive in California for a litany of reasons. Sure, it's tough to live in a high cost of living city like Los Angeles, but LA is so vast. It's more like a series of cities. It's a giant county versus New York is rough. So that's, again, my advice. Go to New York for Fashion Week. Stay for a couple weeks here and there. He's pulling on my thing, so I guess it's time to wrap up. But by all means, you guys can come to a conclusion of where you need to be, and I think she'll realize that.
And I don't want to see that face when she opens up a gift and it was just like, what is this?
Yeah.
You got me this bracelet without my knowledge. And
that was a Carly Grazade special. My sister helped a lot on that one.
All right, so then they continue about how he's doing a great job. Look, Joey seems to be doing a great job. Kelsey seems to be doing a great job. And whether it's LA or New York, I think they'll be fine. But leave a comment. Where do you think they should be? Now, you might say, Dave, what was even the point of this video? What's the point of life? Okay, what's the point of life here, right? It's been a slow news month, and that's okay, and I'm happy with that. But if you want content that's outside of Bachelor Nation, I have it for you. You can scan this QR code right there. I've got all of your information, the updates on the hurricanes, the updates on the Diddy scandal, and so many other things that are going on. So if you want a piece of that, go check it out twice daily, 25-minute episodes. I don't know if you saw Taylor Swift wore this glitter on the Monday Night Football, and the company who sent her the glitter, they're going viral. I just interviewed the co-founder. We'll have that up tomorrow morning, and I got so many other great episodes coming. So check that out. Scan it right there. The podcast is free. Just search The Rush Hour with Dave Neal. Anywhere you listen to podcasts on your phone, in your car, it's free. And we'll check you out later. Bye, everybody.